but yeah, Ryuho shows up. He is a high-ranking holy officer. His altar is Zetsue, who is this humanoid straitjacket-looking thing. And it attacks via ribbons that extend from its neck.
Oh, it's hard.
And these things are pretty flexible. No, it isn't. And these things are pretty damn flexible because not only can they be used to cut things, they can also be used to wrap around things, shield people, etc. And also, it's very agile and responds to Ryuho's willpower and movements. And Ryuho seems to be trained in martial arts. So, yeah, he shows up, and needless to say, Kazuma doesn't stand a damn chance. uh, he gets completely demolished in this fight. And as such, he is arrested. And this sets up the rivalry between the two. Because Holy is known for arresting anybody who's an altar user, whether they're guilty of something or not. And Holy basically just sees the entire wasteland as a lawless district, which they have a reason to because crime is at an all-time high. And this sets up the order versus chaos theme of the show. So yeah. With these two in mind, what were your guys' impressions of these two characters throughout the show overall?
Wow, Ryoho's combat style is designed to murder people. It's
Kinda.
a good thing it never comes to that.
Right.
When I watched it back in the day on Adult Swim, Ryuho was always one of my favorites. When I watched it again, I felt like I shifted over to Kazuma. But
Is it the red? Did the red?
I think that's part of it, and also I think Kazuma's alter power was more interesting to me.
Really?
I like the whole golden like claw arm thing, looking like a lion or something. Um, but honestly, I kind of like them both. To be honest, I feel like I like them both. I primarily like. I don't want to. I probably shouldn't get into the later on with what happens to Ryuho, but
Now those are fair picks, but what about Big Magnum?
God damn it.
yeah.
Wow, Anime Planet misspells Jigmar's last name. That's great. Anyway. But without basically just recapping the entire first arc, after Kazuma escapes, he basically makes it personal to take jobs that deal with fighting off Holy. Right? And unfortunately, this kind of leads into a full-blown war. Essentially, Kazuma decides it's time to stop dicking around, and he starts taking out Holy officers like one by one. One of them was Tom's favorite character, Ayase, who her alter power, at least initially, is being able to turn anything her hair touches into water.
In varying degrees.
Yeah.
It depended on what she was working with.
Yeah.
She was the one who wore that trench coat, right?
Yeah.
The brown one.
Yeah, I liked her too.
I think it's a jacket more than a trench coat, though.
Jacket, yeah.
And the physical manifestation of her altar is like this little octopus hair clip. So, and she was also Tom's waifu, so there's that.
I understand. She's kind of cute.
You're like, I get that. And there's also she's also the love interest for Kimishima, which is one of Kazuma's friends. And they also they have this running gag where like every other episode his car gets destroyed and he has to get a new one. It's actually kind of funny in context. Yeah, this show has a few great gags. Probably one of the more notable fights in the early arc which it basically literally just boils down to Kazuma fighting off Holy. Other than the couple episodes that focused on Ryuho. Probably the one people will mostly remember is Asuka Tachibana, handler of 8 treasure balls, also known as the Eternity 8.
Yeah, balls.
Yeah. And she's like, my balls! But, Yeah, this show, while it does carry a degree of dignity, it does have a sense of humor about itself. Uh,
Until the end.
yeah, where things serious up a lot, but and that is probably most evident in Tachibana, where like his entire, like not his entire fight, but like a good chunk of it is just one giant balls joke,
Well, yeah,
and
until plot happens, and then
and you can tell they're doing it on purpose. So, like,
hey, shut up! This power's actually really broken.
yeah, his altar, the Eternity 8, is actually really flexible. He can implant the jewels or spheres or balls or gems or whatever you want to call them into people's foreheads to mind control them. Uh,
Only one
he can,
dude's ever resisted.
yeah. Well, actually, two people did.
Who's the second?
Biff.
Oh, well, he didn't have a brain at that point.
Yeah. Um, he can shoot them as projectiles. He can use them to fly. He can form them into a sword. He can make a shield out of them. They're very versatile.
Whenever he does a weapon or a shield, he's using all of them at once, so it's actually really fucking borked.
Yeah. And he can also use them to heal people, actually.
It's something like that. There's really nothing this thing can't do. Cure the plague? Find family members? I've got it.
And if you're going by the manga, he can also use them to read minds.
Well, when you're controlling their minds, there's no reason you can't. And I think that he actually does that in the anime. You know, when he controls those 3 people who were going to attack her?
Yeah.
He says they didn't know a damn thing about it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But can he juggle?
Yes, he can. Because he can control them with his mind, he can cheat.
But can he juggle without using the mind powers?
Given that he is a master of balls, I'm gonna say yes.
He is a handler of balls.
He's really good at. I won't go there.
The trick is getting a feel for them.
Fucking hell. But, yeah, it's good stuff. Where were we? Fucking hell. But what this eventually culminates in is, basically when, a bunch of native altars decide they, well, let me rephrase this. Backpedal a bit. Kazuma alone is causing such a stir that not only, because at first they classified him as a C rank altar user, but because he's been single-handedly taking down a bunch of their officers, they reclassify him to an A class.